Seth, as we think about leadership, one of the important aspects about leadership is that of communication. I'm curious as to know about the writing experience that you have, because I think some of our listeners may have ideas and they just need a little encouragement to get those ideas in print. Talk to us about that.
Well, you know, Dan, you never hear anyone get talker's block. People say I have writer's block. You never hear about a plumber getting plumber's block. Comes to your house and says, I don't think I can plunge this toilet. I'm just not in the mood. You got any whiskey? That just doesn't happen, right? Why do we get writer's block? And the reason we get writer's block is because we're afraid. Right here in our amygdala, our lizard brain, the resistance, as Steve Pressfield calls it. It's that voice in your head, the one that makes you change your clothes 3 times before the big meeting, the one that tells you not to raise your hand at the end of the meeting with your boss. And the resistance is wily, and it's evil, and it's angry, and it wants to hide. And so when we think about writing a memo, when we think about communicating in any way that feels permanent, we hold back because we don't want to be held responsible, because we don't want to go out on a limb. And so there's this gulf between the honest conversation we might be willing to have face-to-face and the leap that some people think they have to make when there's no deniability left. And so for me, writing is a useful act, even if you're the only one who reads it. And I encourage people to start a blog. You don't even have to tell people you have one. And every day write something. Because what you discover is that having to say intelligent things about what you notice in the world makes you smarter. And then you can go to the next step and the next step and the next step. And once you've done it for a month, if it's any good, then tell a couple people and they can go read what you've been writing. But this act of not writing to manage rules and regulations, that's easy. But writing to lead is something I think a lot of people need to get their arms around.
The experience of writing and composition is a wonderful exercise to give clarity to thought, because we have these general ideas that are out there, but when the discipline of putting it to words. I was in 8 years ago, I was in a fire experience where I foolishly used gasoline to light up a big pile of brush, and I spent 10 days on morphine at Grady Hospital here in Atlanta. But the day after I got home from the hospital, I sat down with a recorder and I recorded every little nuance, every little word, adjective, color, smell, all my senses, everything that I could. I captured all that in a little book, and I'm so glad I did. And I think so many people have live experiences that they fail to capture, and they'll vanish, they'll never recall. So
right. I don't know if you've noticed this in any of your restaurants, but all these people taking pictures of their food. Have you noticed this is happening?
No.
Like I just was in a lousy diner last night, and someone took out a picture. And there are all these people who now photograph every meal before they eat it. And I wanted to say, you're letting your food get cold so that you can look at it 4 weeks later. Just smell it. Be here for it. Enjoy it. And words are different than pictures, right?
Seth, as we just do a quick wrap up, I'm asking some of our participants here to talk to us some philosophical terms about their definition for success. What's your response to that?
I'll tell you what success isn't. Success isn't doing what other people think you're supposed to do. So many people are racing around trying to make more money because they think other people will be happier if they make another $100 or $1 billion or whatever the number is. I think success is doing work you're proud of and having a reputation that you're proud of. Now, what you're proud of could be different for different people, but we too often get hung up on numbers that we can measure as opposed to emotions and feelings that are going to go away.
God created us as an original, and oftentimes we may die as a copy, and what tragic that is. It's a delight to have you with us, Seth. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it.